Alright, hey guys. So I released my blog this morning on 3 ways to increase your confidence, to increase your impact, and I needed to do my live video for the night, and my girlfriend Christie came over, so I figured I would ask her to do the video with me because she doesn't know anything about my blog. So thank you, Christie.
Yeah, hi.
So do you know anything about my blog? Like, what
I've never read it.
You've never? So Christie is one of my best friends, by the way, and she said she's never read my blog. Should my feelings be hurt? Or, like, why haven't you read my blog? This is going to help me to market it better.
Honestly, I've seen you like post it, but I've thought, I should get on there and read it, but I just have never done that. I think we all get busy, not making excuses, but
have you ever wondered, like, what are you doing?
I have thought and I have wondered, but I've never gone.
So what do you want to know what I?
Yeah, I totally want.
I'm trying to think, and I know that there's a few other people I stopped doing fitness, and I know a lot of people have asked, you don't do fitness anymore, or you still do, they might not know. And then I have my blog that I used to write about fitness and health and all that stuff. And now my blog is about more of just somewhat being fit, healthy, but it's more about career.
Yeah.
And more like women, how to grow, how to be more confident, how to expand your network, how to create better friendships, relationships with other women, get a strong group of girlfriends to support you, and just grow in more career, which fitness is important. So anyway, does that make sense? Or
yeah, totally. I mean, and I've seen you like posting things about it, and I've really meant to like get on there and explore more and just fight. But
yeah,
I have.
So my feelings.
My interest has been piqued. I just haven't done it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm glad you're telling me about it. So
I'll
read it tomorrow.
Well, we're going to kind of talk about it right now, so maybe you won't need to read it. You can just, this is your version.
All right, perfect.
So what I'm doing, I want everybody to kind of get an idea of what the latest blog is about and what you can expect when you read it. And so Christie, I'm just going to ask you, because the blog is all about like confidence, this week's blog. I do blogs every Wednesday, by the way. And I'm saying this on video. You have like my word. I'll sign in blood. I'm promising every Wednesday, and I'm not going to slack, and I'm not going to make an excuse. I can still drink my champagne while I write my blog. Like, I have no excuse not to do it. So I promise everybody right now I'm going to keep doing it. So this particular blog is all about how to increase your confidence. And the reason why I wrote it really was because a lot of women struggle with confidence. Like, constantly. And then,
I know I do, so.
What are some reasons or things that, like, you've struggled with?
Confidence for sure, like, just, everyday stuff, like, society labels us as we need to be this pretty and all kinds of things, but, like, prettiness, smartness, you probably start talking about something, I'll just agree with you. Confidence is lacking in so many areas.
And then, like, I know, like, seeing on, like, Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, like, some of the fitness models and all that.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, I'm going to move this because I think it might be kind of difficult to hear. But, yeah, I think for me, confidence it's more difficult because of the society and, like, social media and all the people.
Pressure to look a certain way, be a certain way, wear this certain type of clothing.
Yeah. So I guess then my question is, like, you're not confident for whatever reason. Like, for me, I'm not confident really. I don't even like the way my voice sounds.
Ooh, yeah, that's what
either. Like, I don't like the way my voice sounds.
I think your voice sounds cute though. Like, every time I hear you like live or on a video, I'm like, I really like her voice actually.
Well, thank you. And that's just one of my things. And then, sometimes I don't like I've never liked my hair. It's never like straight enough, or the right color or the right texture.
And for me, mine bored straight, so I'm like, I wish it was wavier. I wish it was this way.
So, and I love your hair. I mean, but you've been able to wear it wavy.
Well, I have to hairspray it, fry it, crimp
you know,
it out.
I started thinking about like all these people have wigs. Like people are starting to wear wigs all the time. Like the Kardashians are getting wigs.
Wow.
I thought that, you know, like I've never wanted to wear a wig or wear a weave because I've always just been told like, oh, you have nice hair.
I think you do.
You don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel like
just be easier than curling and frying your own hair
and like to look whatever. So that's just stuff I think about. And then also like with my booty, like how many of the people? Okay, so all these people getting like the booty injections or like fake.
Have you seen those like surgeries that they've done? They're not even cute. Every time, okay, I have a friend that's a plastic surgeon, and he's great. And I'm not going to mention his name, but whenever I see his post on Facebook or IG about the different surgeries he's done, I'm like, everything looks good, but all the ass ones, I'm like, but it's not his job of doing it. It's just it looks weird, and it looks just like a bowl stuck in somebody's ass. Like I'm like, ew, that's just not even cute. That's just gross. Like
yeah. And okay, I've seen some. Well, I used to watch that botched show that was on.
Oh yeah, I used to watch it.
And so then I would see the botched. There was a woman who went to Tijuana and got booty implants or whatever, and it was like,
and someone
they used like concrete
flip over or something.
Well, they used concrete. It was I don't understand.
Yeah, it was like Botox. It was like
in her face too,
like fillers, but instead of using like the fillers that they use here in America that are FDA approved, it was like they just injected cement and then just got harder in there. Like,
okay, so if you're just listening in, we are talking about like, you know, this whole concept of confidence and things that people struggle with and things that crazy things they do, and obviously society, the influences. So we just kind of went off on a tangent about like everybody getting fake asses and what was the other? Fillers in the face. And I mean, I've done some things. I haven't done Botox yet.
I love me some Botox.
But it's like we do these things and it shouldn't matter. Like whatever. It goes back to like,
no matter what.
Why did you do that? Like, did it make you feel better?
It did. It made me feel a lot better.
Okay, so and then that's why we do the things we do. We feel better, and maybe there's some societal pressure, but like we do these things that make us feel better. And so anyway, that brings me to like the first point of the blog. So personality. Like, are you comfortable and confident with your personality and who you are? And if you are, I really want to understand how.
I mean, I'm not at all 100% confident with my own personality. It's hard. I mean, some days you get those days where you're like, yeah, I'm feeling myself, and then there's some days I'm like, ugh.
Does like putting on makeup help?
Oh yeah. If I don't have on makeup, I still go out in public without makeup on. As long as I'm not gonna see me, I'll go grocery shopping.
But see, that's why I don't even do that anymore, because I'm like, oh, if I run into somebody, like I always have to have makeup, even when I go to the gym.
Yeah. Well, I guess if I was afraid I was gonna run into somebody, I'd probably do the same way. But I just know that I'm not gonna know anybody. I've only been living where I live. I live in Austin. I've only been living there for 3 years, so chances are I'm not gonna see anybody I know.
Well, you just never know. Like that tragic day comes and like the dream guy, or I don't know. You might run into but you don't have to know. What if you run into like your future husband or something?
Well, he should appreciate me when we get off.
Okay, he should, but I don't want my first impression of that to be like, ooh.
100%. Like, but here's the thing, though. To think about, if they
liked
liked you with your makeup,
out of bed.
No, but if they liked you with your makeup off and they were attracted to you in that first instance, then that's got to say something about the rest of your years. Like, they're always going to be interested in you, even when makeup's just an added bonus.
Yeah.
They're already hooked.
Yeah, I agree. But I
get what you're saying.
But you always remember your first time I met this person, and the first impression was like, ooh, this girl just rolled out of bed, and like, this is what she wore. Like, you don't put no effort into your appearance.
If they liked me, then it'd be perfect. But then, yeah, I'd be feeling the same way. Like, if later I couldn't get their number or whatever, like, not even that I'd hit on them. But yeah, even if I went home and I was like, oh my God, there was this hot guy, and I was like, looked like this. It was a chance opportunity I just missed or whatever. But
yeah, and I don't want to have to live that regret. And so
See, I just rolled out of bed and I put all this on. I'm like, this is how I'm gonna dress for the day.
And that's why I got my microblading done.
Yeah,
Because then
100%.
I don't have to shape my eyebrows. I don't have to fill them in. I don't have to worry about it. It's done.
Oh yeah, I'm getting that next.
And I have to have people hating on me because I microbladed my eyebrows. And I don't really care.
Really, really good.
I love not having to deal with them when I get up in the morning.
100%.
So owning your personality, that's the first piece. And part of that is just, I like listening to my gangster rap Spotify playlist sometimes when I'm working. I like to, I've done cosmetic things. I've done my eyebrows. I've done like my lips. I've done my boobs. I've done things. And so it's not a big deal.
You have to be confident in your own skin.
And I do those things because it makes me feel better. I mean, I by no means think I'm ugly. Let's do that straight. I know that I am beautiful,
yes.
But these are just enhancements that I wanted to get. And fuck it if somebody doesn't like that. But that's what I want to do. And then me owning my personality for me is accepting those things and not being ashamed. And even if I didn't do it, there's girls that I know they feel kind of pressured to get boobs or go get a fake ass, and it's if you don't want to do it, don't do it because people are pressuring you. Do it if you want to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, okay, the next thing then for me,
do what makes you happy for sure.
In this blog, so again, we're talking all about confidence. We're talking about the crazy things that women do. Let's think about developing an action plan. So, when I say this, and because we're talking about confidence, what is your action plan in your career? For me, I take care of myself. I wake up, I have a routine. I think I work better. I think I feel better. I think I treat people better when I feel good and when I look good. So that means, that's why I put makeup on and to go to the gym. And people are like, oh, that's so stupid. You're sweating anyway. I don't care. I feel good when I put effort into myself.
Yeah.
So, and I might run into freaking Will Smith or Matthew McConaughey or one of those old dudes that I used to have a crush on.
Now, if you're in Austin, you might run into Matthew McConaughey. If not, maybe not so much.
And I need to go back to Austin. But anyway, that's, I put that on because that's what I want to do. But then in my career, it's the same. I see women go to work and they don't put on makeup or they might not fix their hair, and then good for you, girl, if you can work and feel good. But for me, I need to feel good, I need to look good, I need to smell good. All those things, it changes my mood, it changes me.
Yeah.
How I am to other people, how I treat other people.
For sure. Just making myself look better, putting on makeup each day. there's days that I don't put on makeup, but then I'm I just feel so gross, But then there's the days that I just wake up and even though I don't even have to go anywhere, I put on makeup, do the whole look like I do right now, and I'm I just feel so much better that I did this. It just makes you feel better about yourself,
Yeah.
I like it. I wear makeup to work, and there's half the women don't.
And remember, when was it? Last week? Was it Wednesday that I called you, or Thursday, and I was crying all day? I woke up that day and I was really feeling like shit, and I put on makeup and I put on my lingerie and hung out at home in lingerie and and that made me I felt like complete shit. It was awful.
But you needed to appreciate yourself. You're you know what? What else do I have to do? I'm gonna put on makeup. I'm gonna do this, and you just felt badass about yourself.
Exactly. So that's what I had to do, and that's the thing. For me, I like to just look good. At least I might feel like shit inside. I might, even when I'm sick, I might just feel awful.
Yeah.
But if I have on my makeup and I look good and I just feel better. Even if I have the flu, I freaking sit at home and paint my nails and put makeup on because...
Yeah. And it's not even that. It's just I think we're such a visual society, so it's programmed in our heads. But and then you just put that, instead of looking bags under your eyes and red nose, and you're oh, shit, you know what I mean? You're fuck it. You don't even have to do this, but if you felt like it, you're did yourself up, I'm gonna do something today. Call a bunch of people, text a bunch of people, nobody responds. I'm you know what? I'm just glad I got dressed up today and I'm eating my burrito.
And then maybe I'll be more social,
in the future.
Yeah, because
I'm already gearing up. You're like getting your mindset ready to go out.
I'm such a homebody, and I mean, like, I still like to
I have been
look good.
lately.
Like when I go to the bathroom and like look in the mirror, I'm like, ugh. I think that makes me feel even worse. Like when if I see myself just like my hair's all crazy or my makeup's not done, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, you are a lazy bitch. Like, but that's the negative talk
No,
too.
I'm
And
the
it's
same way. Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my god, you're such white trash. Like, you know, and it's like I'm not, but like I look like
Christie's
it.
from Alvin, by the way. And so,
I don't
FYI,
live there anymore.
Alvin, Texas.
But I
She's
love
from
it.
Alvin, Texas.
You're up there.
I'm from Pasadena, so I mean, it's not that far. It's really not that.
I'm not discrediting my roots. I love Alvin. I love that. I used to be a totally different person, and just like moving to the city. Not saying that the city's any better. Like putting on makeup, and I think the eyebrows are the biggest discovery.
Yeah.
Put those babies on. Makes your face
For
look
sure.
different. But anyway,
So I wanted to talk about this, like putting an action plan together, and yeah, part of it is looking good and waking up, and the action plan could be changing your routine and doing something different. And for me, it was like waking up and not snoozing and making sure I get up and like take the dog for the walk and start getting myself together. Because I have had days, and I still have days where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna throw a hair bun like today.
Yeah.
But, like I can make it a cute bun. I can
yeah.
try. Like it doesn't mean like
Ponytail day, lots of dry shampoo and texturizing spray. Teasing
yes,
going on.
and I need to buy some more dry shampoo. I keep going to the store, and that's the only thing I keep forgetting. So I'm like forced to wash my hair.
I love to wash.
It's
my
so
hair.
well, that sounds awful. Like I wash my hair every 3 days, but like sometimes I'll wait for 4, and then day 4 is my dry shampoo, and I will like every week get to my day 4 because I have dry shampoo, but I haven't had it, so I've had to wash my hair.
What's your favorite dry shampoo?
My favorite dry shampoo is the Batiste.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have that one at home.
I get it on Amazon, but I know it's in Kroger too,
Oh yeah, they sell it at HEB too.
and it's like $9, $8. I like that one. I've tried some other, like the travel size. There was a different brand, the one that I got, but I love that.
I think my friend, her favorite is like Not Your Mother's shampoo or dry shampoo. She says she likes it the best. Batiste is nice, but it's definitely like baby powder.
Yeah, and I did, and I'm sure my niece will see this, and I hope, hello, baby girl. I hope you don't get mad. I won't say your name. Even for anyway, people I'm sure will just look you up who you are. But she came over here the other day, and I was like, I don't. She's like, where's your dry shampoo? I was like, I don't have any dry shampoo, but I have baby powder. And she's like, what am I gonna do with baby powder?
What? I can do that. I love baby powder.
Yeah, and I was like,
Basically,
and I was like, don't get the baby powder and like dump it on your head. Like, don't do that. But like, just get a dab in the palm and like throw it into your roots, like under and like. So then she goes and does it, and she comes back and she's like, oh my god, it worked. And she's like, and I'm like, it's like it makes you feel so much better, like even just that. So yeah. Do you have a mentor, or do you have like an idol or somebody that you really admire, like that you work with, that you think's like just this girl's got it all together. She always looks good. She is so good at her work. She makes like everyone is attracted to her, like not in a interested in a relationship way, but like she attracts everybody to her just because she's smart and she's just got like this great vibe. Like, is there somebody you can think of where when I say those things, like it comes to mind?
Not at my job per se.
Is there anyone like just in general that even outside of your job?
I mean, I knew like growing up, oddly enough, Mary Tyler Moore was my like idol. Like I used to watch her on Nick at Night.
Yeah.
And, like, she was like, you know, she was one of the first women like in showbiz that was able to like do her own thing. She was like a businesswoman, and it showed like the difficulties she went through as a woman. Even though part of the show was in black and white when I first started watching it, but I just loved it. I was just always my role model. But at work, it's just I work in healthcare, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
But there are people that have like the most knowledge out of anybody. I definitely look up to them, but there's not like one person in per se. Like they all have their positives and negatives.
And so, what are some of those things that like make them like so great? Like,
just like their knowledge and like how, again, this is healthcare, but how like level-headed they can be and just like smart and just have all of their knowledge down, which obviously they go home and study before the day.
So like just their competence in what they do.
Exactly, yeah.
How calm they all, so the way that they emotionally control themselves at work. And so those are things that I think everybody, regardless of like what industry you're in, like those are things that people need, and those are qualities that people have, like great people. So for me, those are qualities that person I would look up to have.
Yeah.
And then I just take it a step further, like their appearance, the way that they talk to other people, how attentive they are, like do you really seem like you care? And that's what for me draws people in. It's like I love to talk to people who are just naturally good at making somebody feel like, oh, you really care about me, or you really are listening. And you're not like, oh, just like get over this conversation. So that kind of brings me to the next point. So like making an action plan to, you know, work on these things. So like go out of your comfort zone and try something different just for your own sake. And for me, those were the things, like, you know, try to do something different. Like the next point, networking. Yeah. Which I absolutely dreaded. Like I never wanted to go to a networking event because I felt like networking events were just like, oh, a bunch of business people at happy hour and drinking. Yeah. Like what's the point? Because everybody's just drinking. Like I can go do that with my friends. Like I didn't get networking. Why do I need to network? And I finally realized, and you know, after my first event, like these people are wearing name tags. It was just not my scene, first of all. It was like awkward. And then they're wearing name tags, and it's like, you know, you go up and talk to random people, but I wasn't ready because I didn't like have questions that I put together. I didn't think about that. Like what are some icebreakers I can come up with, you know, when I talk to somebody and not seem like awkward or like I don't belong there. What have you ever networked or gone to an event where you're like
I've gone to some networking events which weren't really helpful for me per se, just because again I'm in healthcare and like most networking events are like business type deals. But I just applied to like a doctorate plan. So like when I went to the interview, it was, I guess, like a networking event. It was like meet everybody else that's applying for the same job as you. It's super awkward because you're competing with all these people. It's totally different than your networking thing. But I had to like talk to them, get to know them, talk to professors and stuff.
But like, how do you even start that conversation?
Yeah, it was super awkward at first, but then I found myself asking the same questions.
Did they serve alcohol?
No. It was,
okay.
This was at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so
right before I went to the
have
interview for the
mimosas?
job. No, nothing.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, but I did find myself like, you know, after talking to the first person was super forced and super awkward, just like finding some things that seemed like common subjects. And then like the next person I went to, it's like, I almost got off subject. I was like, oh, so do you live around here? How far do you live? And just like asking about things that were to do in the area. Because we were also talking to people that like went to the program there that we were applying to. So just, I found myself asking the same question. I went to the next group of people and just like, I found like 3 or 4 questions. And so I just rotated them through and just asked the exact same question. Just like.
And that's what, I mean, you planned on doing that.
Well, not before I got there, but after the first conversation.
And you realized like, oh my God, what the hell am I talking about?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Like, okay, let's just repeat the same conversation.
And I feel like at networking events, like, it's just guys there. And I don't know if it's just like, depending on who you are, like, I always just feel like some of the guys are there to like hit on people or like hook up or find like, and it's like, okay, what's the point? Again, you can go to a happy hour anywhere, but the networking piece, it's naturally awkward. So it's important to have a plan, and it's important to know like, why am I even going to this event? So you get invited to different things, and obviously you're in healthcare industry. I am in financial industry, and then I'm also, you know, dabbling in my own personal business and trying to figure out, okay, my target market is young professional women, but they could be from any industry, and I need to be going to networking events that are going to mean something to me, but what am I going to talk about? And then if it's different industries, like, I don't think it matters, like what you, as long as you know, like, you're going up talking to somebody about relevant, what's your job title? so boring.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's why I got away with mine. Was like, oh, do you live around here? So what do you like to do for fun? Like totally opposite. I'm like, is this the right subject to be talking to? But it opens up.
how long
the
have we been
icebreaker.
on? I don't know if it tells the
Maybe
time.
way too long.
So I have quite a few people who've like commented,
sorry.
and I haven't had a chance to look, but let me see. Okay, they've all just joins, but no okay. So Darian commented, "Aw, the smiley with the hearts, the emoji with the heart eyes, must mean love." So okay, networking event, the craziest one that I went to, that I can like the one that I remember most, and this is part of the blog that I wrote. You want to go to a networking event and talk about things, obviously like who you are, but like when somebody hands me a business card, I'm just like what do you do with business cards when people give you a business card?
I might keep it for a day or two, and then it goes in the recycle.
Okay, so you get rid of it. I do the same thing, and it's like, what's the point of giving out business cards if you're just going to get rid of it? So when you go to an event, like you want some people, you want for them to know you and remember you, and then like reach out and talk, but like, how can you make sure they do that without just a business card?
Yeah.
So I met this woman. Well, I'm not going to tell that one. I'll tell the one I wrote because I don't want to give up this name. But the one I wrote about my blog is this woman I read about, and I was listening to a podcast, and she is a stripper or a former stripper, and so like we were, you're talking about like when you're networking, like what do we do when we want to introduce ourselves? Like, oh, hi, I'm Brittany Below. I used to teach fitness classes and I work in development. Like, people don't really care. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so what am I going to do for you? And my business card's just going to go in the recycle bin or whatever. Like, everybody gets rid of it. So this woman in particular told people that she helps women just kind of with confidence and helps them with growth and helps them with like just life. Like she's like a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's more career focused like what I'm doing, but she's just more of like all around life coach.
Yeah.
Anyway, she tells them that, and then, oh, by the way, I was a former stripper, and I was stripping, and then she went into detail, kind of telling the story about her life as a stripper.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, like that's intriguing.
Yeah.
And then, oh, now present day, like I'm doing this. So it's like you can go from stripping to helping people with life, like successfully. Like not stripping, not. And so, for me, that's something that you would remember. Now, we all aren't strippers, so you can't all say that, like, oh. But, like, what's something about us that people are going to remember, like, when we meet them, that we can, like, who were we? Like, what did we do in the past? Who did we used to be? And what has happened to get us to where we are? Because that's what people are going to remember.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me, for sure.
So you have to take some time to think about that. Like and I've done a lot. Like I've gone back and back. Like that is something you have to do. Yeah. I think if you want, it's like a networking tip. That is one for me. Like, what have you done in the past, and what are you doing now, and why?
Yeah.
Like, how did you get here? Because everybody has such an interesting story. Like of how they got to where they're at.
Yeah.
So for you,
I feel like that's a really hard one for me.
I mean, I wouldn't say you have to go way back, but like, you're a nurse, so why are you a nurse? Like, why do you?
I honestly don't feel like I have a good story about that. So, I mean, it's just best to make up like a bullshit one. Oh my God, I loved helping people. Like, I sound so horrible.
So, but you became a nurse. Is it just because that's what you decided at the time in school and you just stuck with it, or?
I mean,
did you think nurses made like super bank, or?
To be honest, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Took all the basics that I could take. I had an aunt that was a nurse, and she's like, "You should try it. It's only 2 years. What, you've been in school for like 4? You haven't decided what you want to do." All right, I'll just be a nurse. And it was really tough, and it was really hard. And
yeah.
I was like, fuck, I never want to go to school again. But I have continued school since then. But it was hard. But I mean, it is fulfilling. Like, it's not necessarily what I wanted to be, but I was always an empathist. I always loved animals. I really wanted to be a veterinarian, but I was like, there's no money in that.
Yeah.
But, you know, so I went to be a nurse, and it's great. It's great for the economy, and, I mean, I guess when I do make a difference in people's lives, it really, you know, helps me. And I have patients that are like, oh my God, you make such a difference, like, in my family, or I really loved you being my family's nurse and helping explain things. Or I have patients that are like, oh, Christie, I loved you as my nurse, and
yeah,
I have to go visit them every time they're in the hospital, which kind of sucks. But I don't know.
But I mean, those are so many different things. Like,
but I mean, I get fulfillment. It's not something I wanted to do, but I get a lot of fulfillment for it.
Yeah.
From it, but.
And we need that, like, in the world. We need people.
Yeah.
Because you could have quit a long time ago, but there's something keeping you there. I mean,
yeah,
you're getting something from it, and we need that. And I think that everybody. There's going to be things you don't enjoy, or like, how in the world did I get here? But
yeah.
I think
I definitely enjoy using my brain and like being able to like critically think and be like, yes.
Well, that's a big, like, you know, you're responsible for people's lives.
Yeah.
So,
that's on me,
yeah. I mean, and not everybody could do that. I definitely couldn't.
Girl, I knew what nursing was going to be before I knew what I've been like. I can't do that shit either.
But you're still there. Like, I would have dropped out of school. I would have switched my major, like, no, I'm not going to look at blood. I'm not going to shove an IV in somebody.
Yeah.
No. So I admire you for that, because there's no way in hell.
It's a hard job, but
yeah.
don't listen to me though. Most nurses are like, oh my God, I'm going to be a nurse from day one, and I love it. And,
yeah.
Please, I am the epitome of not representing a nurse. But I'm just saying, because there's so many good nurses out there, I don't want to be like, nurses hate their jobs, and it's not that. It's just me personally, but every single person I've worked with, I've been a nurse for, like 12, 13 years.
See? Like,
but I mean, but I'm gonna
hate it that much.
I'm an amazing nurse. My patients love me. But every other nurse that I've met, I just need to put an excerpt because I said some negative things. Like, every nurse I've ever worked with has always been like, oh my God, I love nursing. I've always wanted to be a nurse, or my aunt or my sister or whatever, etc. went into the hospital, and I've always wanted to be a nurse since then. And they are amazing nurses.
So you just didn't have like some crazy story.
No, that's just not the route that I took, and I really didn't even want to be a nurse. And to be honest, I don't want to be a nurse, but I am a great nurse.
Yeah.
Excerpt there. But yeah.
So I mean, the point is, like, you've gotten experiences from this, and you've done it for so long. Like, there's just so much that you do that you could go back and say, oh my gosh, yeah, I am a good nurse. Yeah, I have helped a lot of people, and I've done these things, and appreciate and love, and just be more confident in who you are. And then I think it just gets easier, like, when you start to look at it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Because I cannot say that I'm in love with everything that I do.
Right.
But I take every moment and think about, like, how I'm growing and getting an experience from that I can share a lesson or learn a lesson from.
Yeah.
And I think that's so much better. So I'm going to have to let my dog out, but before I do that, I'm going to wrap this up. We just finished up kind of the networking piece. So that's the biggest thing, is just being more confident and understanding, like, a plan to get through all these things. And there's so much we can just do every day to feel better, like wash our hair and put on our makeup. And
it's a little bit, I mean, it's really what makes you more confident. Like, if that's not something that makes you confident, if it's not makeup or looks or shampooing your hair, like, it doesn't have to be that. It's just like whatever you feel like that makes you feel better, like, you do that. Like, for me, maybe I have to wash my hair every day. I can't go 4 days like right now. I have to wash my hair every day, and that's another reason sometimes I'm a homebody. I'm like, I don't want to see nobody because I don't want to take a shower. I don't want to put on makeup. I'm not doing it. You know, and that's what makes me happy that day, and that's what I'm going to do. So there's nothing wrong with being a homebody either, but if something makes you happier, you should do it.
So owning who we are, whatever the hell that means that we want to do, we're going to do it, and not be, like, apologizing for listening to crazy music or not washing our hair or whatever it is. Or putting makeup on before the gym. Like, I hate when people make criticisms for people putting makeup before they go to the gym. You're looking in the mirror. Like, what about those people that, like, they're staring at themselves in the mirror while they work out? Like, okay, yeah, bro, I'm checking my form. But then at the same time, like, I want to look in the mirror and not look like, oh, God, like, I look like shit. And all these people are looking at me looking like shit.
Yeah.
But that's just my own. So yeah, I think it's important to just, and then the networking piece, like feeling good, looking good, and it's easier to have conversations with people and plan like what you're really trying to get
Even
out of it.
if you're not at a networking event and you're like, you know what, like I feel good, I look good, whether that be like, you know what, I'm gonna put on makeup today and I'm gonna wash my hair today, I'm gonna go out. Like if you went out to the grocery store and you didn't wash your hair or put on makeup that day, or maybe you washed your hair and you didn't put on makeup and you're like, I'm just gonna go to the store like this. Like if you did see somebody that perhaps like maybe came to talk to you because you dropped something or whatever, for whatever reason somebody came to talk to you. But if you like didn't have anything on and you weren't confident, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I have to get out of here as quickly as possible. But if you like had on, like felt good, whatever that makes you be, whatever makes you feel good, if you did that, like then if you ran into them, like and you would be your optimal self, you're like, oh my gosh, I could actually have that conversation instead of just being like,
and then thinking about,
oh my god, I have to go, I'm so sorry, bye, and like running off with your cart. Instead you're like, wow, thank you so much.
So that happened to me the other day. I did run into like somebody I work with when I went to the grocery store, and I did my eyelashes, and obviously like my brows are done because they're microbladed. And I don't have to worry about them ever. But like I went to the grocery store and I had just only put on mascara because it was early and like I just needed to go pick up some things and I didn't plan on like the day really doing much. But I ran into somebody I work with and I was like, oh, and I immediately was like, oh, hey, good to see you. Like, sorry, I look like a hot mess. And it was like, I felt like I had to say that. Like instead of just like, whatever. And not that like she didn't look good. Like she was in workout clothes. Like we all just, I don't know. I don't know why I felt like I had to say sorry. You know, I look like a hot mess.
Yeah.
Or like say that.
Society just.
But yeah, it's like because I'm not like Instagram photo ready every time I step outside. But anyway, thank you so much for doing this video with me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I know it's out of your comfort zone, but I appreciate it, and we'll get some more shamps. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my blog. You can go to the link in my bio, and I have the link to the blog. Every Wednesday, I will release the blog, and it's all about confidence. It's all about growth. Occasionally, I'll talk about wine, champagne, things like that, because I am the AKA Wine Boss Babe, and I do need to blog a bit more about that. And thank you again for watching. I hope you all have a nice evening, and see you soon.